Apple used to include headphones with every iPod and iPhone, but now you gotta buy them separately. And the $19 EarPods are making a comeback, partially for convenience with the simple USB-C port on them, and partially as some sort of fashion statement. But the thing is, these sound surprisingly good for the price, and they even have a few distinct advantages over the AirPods 4 and the AirPods Pro 3. The EarPods are incredibly simple though. You don't have any noise cancellation, no spatial audio, no wireless connectivity. They're just wired with the USB-C port, and they work with any device that has USB-C. These feature the same classic EarPod shell, the same design that Apple has had since 2012, but now with the USB-C port on them. They also have the inline remote, which also has a microphone built into it for calls. And the microphone quality on this is actually really great as well. So these will work on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. They work fine on Android and Windows devices as well. Anything with the USB-C port. They have a surprising amount of bass for being this affordable, but the response is a little bit limited due to the open ear design on it because it can't seal the low end into your ear canal. I did find if you run these at the higher volumes, then treble can run a little bit sharp compared to the smoother treble sounds that the AirPods Pro have. There's also no sound absorption in these, so you're gonna hear everything that's around you, which isn't always bad. It makes it great for situational awareness, whether you wanna use these for commuting, walking, or if you're working at a desk and you need to hear what's going on around you. That's another area where the EarPods are great. These do, of course, have the cord, and it's Apple's older glossy style cord. I did find that these seem like they want to get tangled kind of easily, but they're not too bad to untangle with how flexible the cables are. Let's talk more about the mic quality. Because these are wired, they actually support lossless audio, both going to the headphones and through the microphone. And if you've ever recorded anything with AirPods, you might hear that slightly tinny digital sound to it, and the EarPods don't have this because the USB-C port supports way more data going through. So the sound of the microphone on these, in my opinion, is actually way better than the microphone that's built into the AirPods Pro 3. This is a sound test of the microphone on the USB-C Apple EarPods, so you can get an idea of just how good these $19 headphones sound. The quality on these is actually really clear, and I think that your voice will sound surprisingly full with them, and this is a really great upgrade for video calls. This is a sound test of the AirPods 4th generation with active noise cancellation, so you can get an idea of what these Bluetooth headphones microphone sounds like. This is a sound test of the AirPods Pro 3rd generation, so you can get an idea of what the microphone quality on them for a call would be. Also, because of the wired connection, there's no latency, so these will be better for doing video calls with your computer, your iPad, or your phone. And this $19 set of headphones is probably the biggest upgrade you can make for the quality of your video calls if you've already got an Apple device. Let's talk some more about the fit. These have a hard plastic shell, no customization with this. So if EarPods have never fit your ears well in the past, these won't either. And the main problem I had with these with my ears is I kind of wanted to turn them in to point a little bit more into my ear canal, and they didn't want to sit the exact direction I wanted to. Also, if I pushed them in my ear a little bit further, I could feel the bass a little bit better, but they don't want to stay in that way. Some people do have issues with these falling out. I've also seen plenty of people running and working out with the wired EarPods, so it's really going to depend on your ear shape, if they fit well, or if they work for workouts for you. Let's talk some more about the USB-C port. I think this is one of the biggest pros and cons to the EarPods because you could get Lightning ones before, but they would only work on Apple devices. So USB-C opens these up to pretty much any modern device. Also, because there's no Bluetooth on it, it's just plug and play. No pairing, no Bluetooth, no charging, and there's zero latency. So what you hear through these headphones is exactly what's happening, which is a big deal for video playback, gaming, or for calls. Also, you can adjust the volume of these either using the remote on them, you can pause with the button, or you can also always adjust the volume using your Mac system settings, the buttons on the side of your iPhone or your iPad. It just works instantaneously. These will show up immediately in your device's sound settings. The biggest problem with using a USB-C port means it takes up one of your USB-C ports. So depending on the device that you're using this with, this could be either a minor inconvenience or a deal breaker for you. If you're using these with an iPhone or an iPad, you can't charge your phone with these at the same time without using MagSafe on the iPhone, and then you could use the wireless charging, use the EarPods in the port. Or if you're using it without MagSafe, you're gonna need some sort of USB-C hub or splitter, which is just important to note if you wanna be powering your device while listening for a long period of time. The nice thing about these is you can go back and forth between all your devices without needing any adapters. The only downside is with the computer, you're gonna lose one of your USB-C ports without using the headphone jack that's already there. But after comparing these to the older wired 3.5mm EarPods, I would say these do sound a little bit better. So you're gonna get better audio quality using the USB-C port, but you're gonna give up one of your few USB-C ports on your computer if you choose to use these. There's a couple of other things you can't do with EarPods that you can do with AirPods. Like you can't use these with an Apple Watch because connecting headphones to the watch requires Bluetooth. You also can't use these with your Apple TV because you have to use AirPods or Bluetooth headphones with the Apple TV. Also, of course, there's no active noise cancellation, there's no spatial audio, no support for Find My if you lose these, and there's no auto pause. Nothing smart about these, but you do have the nice physical button on the microphone. Since these are wired, they do also support lossless audio, which basically just means there's more data for the sound that you're listening to. Let's talk about how the EarPods stack up to the rest of the Apple wireless headphone lineup. EarPods, $19, wired, no latency, no charging, zero fills. These are a great backup pair to keep stuffed away in your backpack or just always ready at your desk. I also really recommend getting another pair of these just to leave in the car. These are perfect if you just need audio right now. The next option is the AirPods 4, and there's two models of these. You can either get the standard ones for $130 or $180 with active noise cancellation. These have the same basic shape as EarPods, but they're fully wireless. This also gives you features like Find My speaker in the case if you get the more expensive model. You're spending 6 to 9 times the price just to get the wireless capabilities and the ability to use some of those other great Apple ecosystem features. The AirPods Pro 3 come in at $250. They give 2 times better active noise cancellation than the older AirPods Pro 2, and they're 4 times stronger than the original. You can expect to get up to 8 hours of battery life with active noise cancellation on for these, and they also have heart rate monitoring for working out without an Apple Watch required. These also have newer foam-infused tips, and they're IP57 rated, so these are better for working out as well. They're really going to be a better option for you if you need to seal the outside world out, like if you're in a plane, and these are worth every penny if the best possible wireless audio in the convenient form factor is what you want. EarPods really aren't competing with the features that this has. They're not budget AirPods. They're a completely different use case. Different buyer, different purpose, getting the EarPods. My recommendation with the EarPods is buy these as supplemental headphones to go with your AirPods, and buy multiples. Put one of these in your desk, one of them in your backpack, one of them in your junk drawer. They'd even go great in the car as well. I've had so many times where I forgot to pack my AirPods with me when I wanted to work out, and I wish I just had the wired headphones laying around in the car. You can have 3 of these for the price of a single month of some cable packages. So that's part of the whole value proposition with the EarPods. So while the USB-C EarPods are missing some of the features of the AirPods, these are still an excellent option, whether you want a dedicated pair to leave in different places around the house or at your desk, a pair for doing phone calls that never needs charging. These are also great for wired audio on your MacBook, where you want to do video editing with perfect lip sync, or if you like to watch a lot of content on your phone and your iPad. And even with the better wireless chips that the Pro and the AirPods 4 have, sometimes you can still see the lip sync issues. With these wired ones, you're not going to have that issue. This would also make a great gift for someone who doesn't care about having wireless headphones. Skip these though if the EarPod Fit has never worked for you because it's still got the same shape. And also skip it if you want to have bass, sound isolation, or just any of the fancy features that the Pro 3 model has. I would say for workout use, these may not stay in your ears as well, so you might consider buying the Pro 3s for working out. Or also skip these if you need the ability to have sound and charging at the same time on your iPad. Or you can always just get a hub. So what do you think? Would you rock a pair of wired EarPods? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you're interested in checking them out, I got links to buy in the description below.